Here in the 15th video in the series, we will be working with what's called 2D lists, two-dimensional lists. I like to think about it like tables where you have columns and you have rows. That's a good way to look at them. It's a bit the same. You just write it slightly different, but it is basically like working in tables with column and rows. And we will also try to make what is called a nested loop to access some values from a table where you go in and ask to do something for each row and then afterwards for each column in each row. So we make nested loops. It's a loop inside a loop function to make that happen. Hey and welcome here. I'm Torkild Brunsnes and this is Python Learning by Doing. I strongly believe that learning by doing, that's the way that works the best. It is for me, I can tell you. So try to follow this, these chapters here and do what I'm showing on the screen. Follow it on your own computer. And when you have gone through all the different chapters, I promise you, you will be an excellent programmer. Well, let's grab a cup of coffee. And then let's just get going. So let's try to make one of these two-dimensional lists. We will start by making a variable, and we can call it number underscore list, number list. And then we say equal to, and now we use the sharp brackets because it's a list. And now I'll try to write it in a way here so it's a bit more visible what's going on. So I'll actually take a new line here. And then I will say a new square bracket. And then we say 1, 2, 3. And then bracket end. A new line, and we say 4, 5, 6 in this one here. And then new bracket 7, 8, 9. And in the last one here, we only have one. We have 0. And you see, the reason why we say it's almost like a table, a two-dimensional list, it is because our organized pairs, you can see here, I have them now in rows with 3 numbers in each row, except the last one, it only contains 1. And then I have columns. I have 3 columns, so 4 rows and 3 columns. So it's almost like a table. So it's a good way to think about it, rows and columns. That's how it works. Okay, so if we now want to extract one of the numbers for the list, we can actually use the index positions to tell which one we want to print. So let's try to do it. Let's say print, and then parentheses. And then we say it's our number list that we defined up here. Number underscore list. Oh, it didn't do anything. Print. And then it's number. Sorry for the noise in the background. I have my English bulldog lying on the couch chewing a bone, and that's not quiet, I can tell you. So you'll have to live with a little bit of noise. But now from the number list here, we can indicate which position we want. So we can say from row number 0, we want to print, and then we want to indicate the column. Let's say column 2. So row 0, column 2. And let's try to print it. Oh, Oh yeah, remember this is a list, so we need to separate here with a comma after. Okay, that should do the trick. And see here, we get the 3 returned. So we print from row 0, that's this one, and we say column 2, and that's 0, 1, 2. Because remember, we are working with index positions and we start counting from 0. So this here is 2. And we can try to say we want from 3 and 2. So we say 0, 1, 2, 3. That one doesn't exist. So that would give us an error message. So we have to say 0 here. Then we should get the 0 out. And we do. If we say 2, and then say column 1, so then we say 0, 1, 2. It's this row, and column 1, 0, 1. We should get 8 out. So let's try to run it. And we get 8. Okay, let's try to make this nested loop, a loop in the loop. So I'll just delete this here. And then we will go in and then we will say, we want to make like a function that takes this table here and it starts up here in the first row and then it reads the number, then the next number, and then the next number, and then the 4, and then the 5, and the 6, and the 7, 8, 9. So for each row, it needs to read all the column numbers. So that's what we will use the nested loop to. So the way it would look is 4, and then we say row in, and we called it number underscore list. So that's basically for every row in the number list here. Then we make another 4 inside that one. So now we have the nested. So here we say 4 and we say column in row. Oh, in row, and we need a colon. We say print the column. And what we should get now when we run this here is that we should have it kind of run the table from upper left to right. So it should go next row, write each number and print them because it runs in loops and it keeps doing that one number at a time. So it should read all the numbers from 1 to 9 underneath each other. That's what we should get. And see here, that is exactly what we do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. So that's a nested loop. That concludes this chapter of Python Learning by Doing. Make sure that you follow all the following chapters and go through the entire series. Also make sure to hit both the like and the subscribe buttons, because that would help me to keep creating programs like this. So thank you for doing that. And here after this there will be a link on the screen, and that will be to the next episode in this series of 26 videos. So take another cup of coffee and get ready for the next episode.